collection and organization of data. Organization of data. So whenever we collect a data, we will get two types of data. One is the raw data and the second one is the classified data. What do you mean by raw data? Raw data means the data which is as it is. As an example, we can see, let us observe the performance of 50 students in economics in a test conducted by a lecturer. The data collected of 50 students in economics and presented in the form of a table. So 50 students' marks in the class of economics test, we are collecting it in a raw way. Raw way in the sense that as it is. First students, what is the mark? Second student, third, fourth, like that. Till 50, we will be seeing. So we can see the table. Like see 56, 40, 60, 75. So this way according to as it is, one by one. Those who are sitting wise, accordingly we will collect the marks. So simply when we take the marks of 50 students and make it as a table or just keep it according to the order, it is known as raw data. So now after once the raw data is collected, it can be classified into many ways. We can say first one, data is grouped according to time, hours, weeks, months and years. It is known as chronological classification. Now the data, if it is based on geographical location such as countries, states, regions, it is known as spatial classification. Third is the quantitative data. It is classified based on characteristics like weight, height, income. So this all we can measure in a quantitative way. What do you mean by quantitative way? We already learned it has been measured in numbers. When we take the weight of a person, we can say 50 kilogram or 60 kilogram. Like that numbers we can arrange. Such kind of a classification is known as quantitative classification. And the last one is qualitative data. Qualitative, according to the quality. Or the other word quality we say attributes. So when we collect data on the basis of attributes or qualities is known as qualitative data. Now let us go to the next topic, that is frequency distribution. We already made the table which shown 50 students economics marks according to how they have achieved the marks. Now when we are arranging the marks into a proper order, we can see in the table 0 to 10. Between 0 and 10, how many people got the marks? 1 person. 10 and 20, how many people got the marks? 2 people. So this way when we are arranging in a proper way, it is known as frequency distribution. Now preparation of frequency distribution, we have to take care of the following concept. First thing is the number of classes. First we have to find out how many classes we are supposed to make. In our previous table we have seen 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50, 50 to 60. Like that we made classes. So the first thing when we have to think of how many number of classes we have to make. Second is the class interval. Third one is the determination of class limits. What do you mean by class limits? There is lower limit and upper limit. 0 to 10. 0 is the lower limit and 10 is the upper limit. So we have to find out which should be the proper class limits. That is the another concept you have to take care when you make a frequency distribution table. And the last one is finding the frequency for each class. What do you mean by finding the frequency? The table we have seen from 0 and 10. Between these, only 1 person got the marks. So how many people are or how many members are in that group? It is known as the frequency of that class. So these are the 4 things we have to take care when we prepare a frequency distribution table. What are the methods of classification of raw data? So mainly we say there are 2 methods. One is exclusive method and the other one is inclusive method. What do you mean by exclusive method? Under this method, we form classes in such a way that the lower limit of the class coincides with the upper limit of the previous class. See, we can see in the example 0 to 10, 10 to 20. So first upper limit of the first class, 10 is the upper limit. It is being coincide with the lower limit of the second class. So such kind of a frequency distribution method is known as exclusive method. Now when we go to the second method, which is the inclusive method. In this method, we does not exclude the upper class limit in a class interval. It includes the upper class limit in class. So we can see the example. First class is 0 to 19. In exclusive method, we are supposed to write 19 to the next class. But here 0 to 19 is the first class. Second class start from the next number. We say 20 to 39. So next class will be 40 to 59. So this way will not be both the previous ones, lower limit and upper limit was equal. But here no equality between the lower limit and upper limit. All the numbers we start with the new number. So this is the difference between exclusive method and inclusive method. Next comes the frequency array. The classification of data for a discrete variable is known as frequency array. What do you mean by discrete variable? Discrete variable means the one or more than two variables are there. Or we can say that there are many variables. So when we are arranging them in a classification way, it is known as frequency array. Next is univariate frequency distribution. So when there is a single variable, we call it as a univariate. So those who are having single variable and when we are arranging it into a frequency distribution, it is known as univariate frequency distribution. Next is the bivariate frequency distribution. The name itself, bi means there will be two variables. So when there are two variables and we are arranging it into a frequency distribution table, it is known as bivariate frequency distribution.